Okay, today we will be covering unit number 3.2 in the solar PV panel installer course. And this unit covers prerequisites for solar panel installation. So what we have to do prior to the solar panel installation. So different type of tasks are there and each one we will be discussing one by one. So this will be a long unit. So we will cover it in parts. So today we will be discussing about the first part, that is tools and equipment for solar panel installation. Okay, so for a solar panel installation, so certain tools for size assessment and installation. So what type of tools are there? We will discuss each one of them in very brief. So there is a photo of that and a brief working of a tool with the name that is being specified here in this our topic. So that we will be starting now. Okay, so the panel installer must have the knowledge of different tools needed for analyzing site condition. Okay, what we have to do? We have to analyze the site, mounting and installing solar panels. Okay, so to mount solar panels, the panel installer need to gather the required equipment and consumable. So how many type of equipments are needed? Okay, how to calculate the size, rating, capacity. So there is a lot of task which has to be done prior to installing the solar panel or a complete system, solar PV system we can say, because other components are also there along with the solar panel. Okay, so tools required for site measurement or site assessment. So first one, tape, the measure of 50 to 100 feet, the size of the solar panel. That is also mandatory. How much size or area that will be installed. Next is solar pathfinder. It will help in evaluating the solar energy potential of a site. Means how much energy is available, whether it is feasible or not to install the solar panels there. Okay, so solar pathfinder, and how much feasible is it? How much potential is available there? How much energy we will be getting from the PV system? Okay, next is map for calculating the latitude and magnetic declination of the location. So the geographical components, because solar availability is not same everywhere. Okay, so we should be having map. Then next is digital camera to capture the location for future use. Because as we discussed in our previous class as well, that this task of the solar panel installer doesn't end with the installing the system. It is after that also, post installation also. It is our responsibility to assess, monitor, okay, or maintain the system. Okay, so some other materials such as blanket and cardboard are also required to keep the PV modules from being live during the installation process. Yes, that is one more thing. During the installation process, we are working, the installer is working on the panel on the different components. In that case, our component, they should not be live, they should not be giving output. If the electricity is being generated and we are working, we are connecting the wires, then there is a chance of mishap. So blankets and cardboard, they should be there. So some tools are required especially for installing and maintaining the battery system. Another component of the solar PV system, that is a battery. For that also we need some components. Some of the components, they are here. For the battery, we need a small flashlight. Okay, it is used to view the electrolyte level. Yeah, this is very common with the batteries we are using in our house, with our inverters in our house. So we need to check the liquid level. Flashlight will be helpful in that case. Next is baking soda. So it used as a neutralizer for any acid spill. So in the chapter of batteries, in our course, we have discussed about the commonly used battery, the lead acid battery is there. The acid that is there if it spills during installation, during maintenance. So that is acid, so it can cause some harm. So as to neutralize it, we should be having baking soda. Okay, next, funnel. We want to fill the electrolyte in the battery. Then so proper filling of the electrolyte in the battery funnel will be very helpful. Otherwise, the electrolyte that may spill here or there on the battery. Unclean surface, that is another issue, another problem. We have to clean it. Okay, next is distilled water. So in the common example of this lead acid battery, the pure distilled water was needed that we should fill again and again. It should be maintained in a proper level for a long life of the battery. So we need distilled water for that as well. So now coming to some electrical and mechanical tools for preparing the location for installation of solar panel. So in this table, almost all of the tools they are covered here. So in brief, we will be discussing. First one is angle finder. In the image, it is shown angle finder, right? Used to find degree of bend and precision angle. Okay, because it depends the generation from the solar panel that depends on the angle on which it is making with the sun. Next is torpedo level. So the image here it is shown. It is used to measure vertical, horizontal, and diagonal planes. Okay, next fish tape. This is used for making the wirings through the conduit. Conduit there are usually mounted inside the wall to make the wires connections through that. This is very helpful. Fish tape. Very easily we can draw the wires from these using a fish tape through this walled conduits. Okay, next is chalk line. So this can also be done manually. This chalk line we have to make. This will give us an idea where we have to place the panels of on the site. But this chalk line, this tool, this is much more helpful. It makes our task much easy. Manually, we cannot draw chalk lines in every surface, but using this device, chalk line, we can do it easily on any type of surface. Next is cordless drill. Drill is because we have to fix, we have to use screws, we have to fix the frame, the base frame we have to fit there. Okay, so in that case, drill that is needed. Cordless, it is more having an advantage because we have to cover a big area. So with a cord, the movement of this drill that is very limited. So cordless will make it easy to move here and there. So they use batteries. Continuously wire that is not connected in this drill. Instead of that, that is using batteries. Okay, next drill bits. Okay, so drill bits, the top of the drill, there it is connected. It is used to remove material for creating different kind of holes in different materials. Okay, so different shape, thickness, size, that is different depending on the which type of hole we want to make on the surface. Hole saw. So it is saw blade of a ring shape. Saw means it can cut off the ring shape. Okay, so it creates a hole in the work object without having to cut up the core, means hole it can draw. That is why it is named as hole saw. Now hole punch. Very commonly it is used in our office work. In our files, we punch a hole using this type of hole punch. So it can also be used on metal sheet like aluminum, sliding or metal air ducts. Like there also we can make holes using this. Then torque wrench. So most commonly with the mechanical services where we have to install, there we find this type of tool. It is used where the screw and bolt tightening is important. It applies a specific torque to a fastener such as nut or bolt. We can fix it, nut or bolt, we can tighten it. So it acts usually as a socket wrench that comes with special internal mechanism. It is advanced, means we can say. We are basically connecting for nut and bolt. Next, nut driver. So it is used to tight the nut and bolt. It consists of a socket attached to a shaft and cylindrical handle. Very commonly, we have seen this nut driver. Yeah, in our hand, we can grasp it. So size 7 by 16 inch and okay, then 9 by 16. They are used for PV modules. Now wire strippers, because we have to make connections, so we'll be needing these wires. So to wire stripper, just we can remove the above insulation sheet of the wire and connect the metallic part. Then crimper. They have to crimp, means we can bind two pieces of metal. Okay, we press it. Two pieces, we put it there as shown in the image where the wire is connected on the top and we press it. So both of them, they are connected, they are binded by deforming one or both of them. So they will hold each other tightly. Next is, yeah, this is a range of pliers. So different type of pliers are here. Needle nose plier is used to bend, reposition and snip wire. Then helping reaching areas where fingers or any other tool instrument is likely to reach. Because this could be a situation by hand we cannot make this wire to bend to reposition. So in that case we need this needle nose plier. Then lineman's plier. It is used to grip, twist, bend and cut wire and cable. Commonly we use this type of tools there for when we are dealing with wires. So it has a gripping joint at their snub nose and cutting edge in their top. Next is slip joint plier. They are plier adjustable pivot point for fulcrum, which increases the size range of their jaw, means the jaw area that is increased through that using this type of plier. Wire cutter, yes, it is sharp, the above top that is sharp edge, so we can cut the wire using this wire cutter. Next is multimeter. The name suggests multimeter means many quantities it can measure. So it can measure resistance, current, voltage. Because these quantities we will be dealing with, we need a measurement, so we need a multimeter as well. Hacksaw for cutting metal. Okay. Along with that, plastic pipe, conduit, where the wiring is to be placed, there also we need this hacksaw. Next is tape measure. In the image it is shown, commonly we use in our most of our field task. It is a ruler made of ribbon or cloth, fiberglass or plastic or metal strip. The range of this material is available. So it consists of linear measurement marking. So long length, curve corners, we can take it, and it is easy to carry, very small sized. Heavy duty extension cords. Okay, so cord basically what wire? Okay, so electrical power we can transfer through this, connect these wires. Heavy power can be transferred. So they are also known as flex. So flexible electrical power cables, also known as flex. So they are attached to a plug at one end and one multiple socket at the other end. Means socket, through that we can connect it. So it is used in case of high voltage power supply for heavy work operation, like power supply of large drilling machine on construction site. Drilling machine, it is taking high power, it is of high power rating, then we need high power cable. So how it is different from a normal cable? Because of the diameter. It is used to carry high current or high voltage, so diameter should be more. Now caulking gun, yeah, from this a tube. In the image we can see a small a tube that is fitted, and using that a press mechanism, we press it and the material comes out of the nozzle from the top of that bottle. So it is most commonly in the glass work in the houses. We have seen window frame glasses we want to fit on the metallic window frame. There we use this type of this a caulking gun. So it holds a cartridge or tube filled with glue type material, and it is used to seal gaps or the cracks. It has caulk made of silicone or latex. It is used to bind a wide range of materials like metal, or sorry, a wide range of materials like metal, glass, wood, ceramic, so that we can bind it together. So joints that can also be sealed using this type of arrangement. Now fuse pullers, electrical fuses and to pull we want to insert, so easily we can do using this fuse puller. Clamp meter. So almost it looks like a multimeter, except that it is having clamp on the top. There is a clamp. It will open and then it will close by pressing this yellow switch like the arrangement there on the left side. So it can measure the vector sum of the current. Means the vector sum, three-phase current is coming. So the normal sum and the vector sum that can be measured by using this type of clamp meter. Just to put this clamp around the wires, it will give the total current passing through the number of cables. Next, reciprocating saw. In the image it is shown, it is used to cut object with push and pull. Forward, backward motion will be there. The blade is there. So large blade is there, and a handle which allows the saw to be used comfortably on vertical surfaces. Next is conduit bender. conduit like the pipe for carrying wire, PVC pipe. So it is used in conjunction with a long lever to bend angles in conduit where the electric wires are placed. Next is magnetic wristband. So it is a band worn on the wrist, and there it is having a magnet. So small components like the nails and a fastener, drill bit, small tool, wrenches, we can stick. They can be attached to this magnetic wristband. So it is available on the wrist. From there we pick it and use it in our circuit we want to build it. Then C clamp. The C clamp is used to hold a wood or metal work object by turning the screw from the bottom of the frame until it reaches the required state of pressure or release. So we can twist it, it comes up. We continue to twist it until the required uh, position is needed. Stud finder, very commonly used for wooden type of framing. So it used to locate framing stud that are typically behind the wall final walling surface. So behind the wall, where is the stud? We can usually find it using this stud finder. Pry bar. In the shape we can see very commonly it is used to picking out like some removing the nails or something. We can easily remove it, pick out from the where it is being used, where it is fixed. Refractometer. It is used for the battery system to measure refraction of light through the liquid. The index of refraction is calculated from the material composition. Next is hydrometer. So hydrometer is used to measure the gravity of a battery's electrolyte in the battery used to connect it. Voltmeter separately it is also measured, shown here, but multimeter is also performing the task of this voltmeter by finding the voltage between the 2 points. Okay, so the tools we have finished. Our next topic we will discuss in the next class.